What's up? Back again. It's been a while. I wanted to do this review for a while because I was anticipating watching this movie. And so, just recently watched Suicide Squad. And so, here's my review of it. Now, this will be a spoiler review because the movie's been out for a little while. And I figured whoever's going to watch it has already watched it. And so, if you haven't watched Suicide Squad yet, go ahead and watch it first. Come back and watch this. If you're not going to watch Suicide Squad and you're just curious what I think about it, here's what I think about it. I'm going to tell you what I liked, what I didn't like, and little odds and ends throughout the movie, as well as whether or not I should recommend it to you guys. So here we go. Let's start with what I liked. First of all, the actors they chose to portray these characters. They were really good, I thought. I mean, Margot Robbie, she really was great as Harley Quinn. And I'm not just saying that because she's hot in the movie. She is hot in the movie, but she really nails a Harley Quinn kind of crazy that the Harley Quinn really has in the comics and also the animated series from the 90s. That kind of crazy la-di-da, up in the air, lost her mind kind of a thing. She pulls it off well, and she's really interesting and a lot of fun to watch, I gotta say. She's definitely a fun one to watch in this movie. And also people were kind of concerned about her character because it's the first time we're getting her in in a movie, and she does a good job of it. Not to mention Amanda Waller in this movie, the actress who plays her, Viola Jones, I believe. I believe that's her name. Sorry if I got it wrong, but she nails the character. She's vindictive. She's manipulative. She doesn't care about anybody, and she's a complete bitch. Perfect. It's perfect. Because that's how she is in the comics, and that's how she's been in some of the animated movies that I've seen, like Assault on Arkham. And the actress who portrays this movie nails it. And you really believe that she just sacks up and just has the stones to go up right to these villains and say, I own you, bitch. It's great. Even when times where it seems like she should be thanking them for saving her ass, she's still that I don't give a damn about you. You work for me. I own you, and I can end your life like that. Well done, I thought. Also, Will Smith, great job as Deadshot. He really brought the comedic parts when it needed to be comedic, and he brought the heavy emotional stuff when it needed to be done. And Deadshot's an interesting character in the comics. And again, first time we're ever seeing him in a movie. And he was done very well by Will Smith in this movie. And he's a very believable Deadshot. And I was glad that he didn't do a lot of the what people call Will Smithisms. He does a few of them. But when they're done, it makes sense that it's done that way. So you kind of understand that's a character. And I did read Suicide Squad. I do know about the characters, so I think it's a good representation of Deadshot. Now, the story is pretty interesting, I thought, because they talk about Batman v Superman. I know some people hate it. I actually like it. And I think that the way that they talked about Batman and Superman in this movie is a good way to connect it to this giant cinematic universe, especially when you have cameos from Batfleck himself. Yes, Ben Affleck as Batman is in this movie a few times, and the way they use him, he's used sporadically, and it's done in a good way to establish the characters so that we know who they are, and then we can just follow them on this journey. And a couple of the characters that weren't really well known, but were kind of shown when they're first bringing the team together, are pretty interesting. And I think that Diablo was a pretty cool character. Unfortunately, there's not enough of him as his character growth is kind of quick, and I was kind of too fast for that. That's a gripe that I have. Is like sometimes I even talked about it in my Star Wars Episode 7 reviews. things going too fast, like too strong, too fast. This was, too connected too fast in a sense, because he starts to bond with these people a little too quickly, and there's not enough of a banter between him and some of the other characters to really make you believe that he would do the things that he does in this movie, that he would, try and sacrifice himself and really let loose with his power the way he does in the movie. And so I think he's a cool character. Katana, not enough of her, so I can't really say too much either way. She could be a cool character. If they do a sequel, I would like to see a little bit more of Katana. And I knew that when they brought the team together, they put a little implant in their necks and will kill you with the nanite bomb in your neck. There's just one extra guy that they add in there that they never really talked about or mentioned at all. And you just know that guy is just cannon fodder. And the way they use him it's masochistically, it's not masochistic, it's sadistically funny. It's sadistically funny. But I think the movie as a whole is good. And I know some people were kind of pissed off about, Joker's supposed to be the main villain. He's only in there for a couple of minutes. Blah, 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 blah. This is one thing I actually liked, is that they didn't show us the villain in the trailers. Yeah, they pull a bit of a bait and switch with us, making us think it's going to go one way, and then they take us another direction. I know some people get pissed about that, but I personally kind of like this one that was done, because I think we would have been too concentrating on comparing Jared Leto's Joker with Heath Ledger's Joker if he was the main villain. And so, because he doesn't have as much screen time as our main villain, it was a good way to let Jared Leto's Joker stand and kind of be its own thing for now, and set the groundwork for the Batman movie that's going to be coming up, and maybe a second Suicide Squad movie. So the characters are good. The story for the most part worked, but as far as things I didn't like, the ending kind of fell flat for me. Not necessarily flat, but it was a cop-out. They do a thing early in the movie that's a cliche, but I kind of like this cliche where they say, you better kill me in order to make sure that this doesn't happen, the world doesn't end. If it has to come down to it, you better kill me. And I like that because it's a good way to build up characters and have them struggle to make that commitment in the end. But then they don't commit to it. They cop out right at the end, and I thought that was a bad way to end, especially with the sacrifices that were made. And I thought that that was the worst part for me, was that cop out of an ending. Yeah. Another thing was that because we had so many characters, some of the other characters like Captain Boomerang or Killer Croc, or even, like I mentioned, Katana, they don't get a lot of screen time. And even Diablo, they don't get enough screen time, so you're not able to really connect with those characters. The characters that we were showed the most of, your Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Amanda Waller, and the guy who's leading them into this battlefield, Frag, you're more connected to them, and you kind of care about Frag a little bit, but especially with the way the ending goes, you're like, what the hell, Frag? I mean, if it was that easy, you should have done that months ago. But, and also I like the fact that Amanda Waller's whole project of getting these things together, she's manipulated and she thinks she can control everyone. And I like the fact that it gets out of hand with her. It's kind of like in Jurassic Park or even Jurassic World. They think they can control things, but they can't, and things get out of hand. And a lot of crap hits the fan at that point. Also, the fight scenes I thought were done well. This is one thing I like about the DC cinematic universe, is that they lock down the camera and they let you see the action that's going on. I like that as opposed to jump, and not being able to see what the hell's going on. But, with that being said, one fight towards the end was lit too dark. It was too dark to see a lot of the action. So you can still see quite a bit of it, but it was too dark at one point. And I thought if they had added a little bit more light and let us see that fight, I thought I would have really enjoyed that scene. I said I had spoilers in there, but I'm trying not to put too many on here. So I think, all in all, if you didn't like Batman v Superman, you probably will like Suicide Squad. You might not think it's great, but you'll probably like it. This is basically DC's version of Guardians of the Galaxy. And there are some things Guardians did better than Suicide Squad, but there are some things that Suicide Squad did better than Guardians of the Galaxy. Not to mention the fact that you have some more iconic characters, so people are more mostly invested in to see what's going on with them. So all in all, I think if you're a fan of the Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, I think you'll really like Suicide Squad. It's probably DC's best movie so far, but I kind of hope that with Wonder Woman and the Justice League, that DC's able to build up on this and really give us some great movies going forward. Not to mention the cameos in this. Like I said, you had Batfleck, but also the Flash. Yeah, they're really trying to connect it all together, but not overloaded, thankfully. A lot of the cameos are quick. Also, one last thing. There's no after credit scene. Don't bother seeing through the after credit scene unless you like the music that's being played. Good soundtrack on this movie, by the way. Good soundtrack. I enjoyed it. There is a mid-credit scene, and it sets up Justice League in a good way that you understand how and why Bruce Wayne is looking for these people. So that's my review. Yeah, the end was kind of all over the place, but that's my opinion. What did you think of it? Have you watched Suicide Squad yet? Are you going to watch it? If you have watched it, what did you think about it? My next video will hopefully come out soon, and I'm going to be talking about something that I've been debating whether or not I want to talk about. So, until then, later.